Welcome back to the homecoming of Silent Hill. This is the PC version. This is Alex with a big old metal helmet on his head. This is Silent Hill Homecoming. Alex is looking for Wheeler and Elle because they got kidnapped by miners. That's right, the cult members, they wear those mining outfits even on the water. You never know when you might need a thick mining outfit. Don't mock them for it. It's practical. Anyway, you know what we're doing. We're in Silent Hill. We have an alien ray gun. We're not bothering with the cemetery or its rifle.
Are you there?
Wheeler? Is that you?
Talk quietly, Alex. Thank God you're okay. Listen, they've taken us to the prison. It's horrible. They took Elle and they're about to...
Wheeler. Come in, Wheeler. What did they do? Wheeler!
I like the idea that Wheeler's not talking for, some reason. Maybe guards came back in, and Alex is yelling on the radio. I guess the cult members did not hear it. I guess they didn't hear it. Anyway, we're heading to the penitentiary to find out that it's electrified. Then we're gonna have to turn the power off. And we are continuing to play the PC version. As we have been.
Wheeler, are you there? Wheeler, come in.
Alex, thank God. Where are you?
I'm at the prison, but I can't get in. Is there another way?
There's an entrance on the other side of the prison. That's your best chance. Be careful.
I noticed that tonight the voices are hard panned to the right. I think it was to the left last time. So tonight your right ear is getting a treat. It might change. It's hard to say. But what's not hard to say is that we have to wait for Smog to expand his lungs. I wonder why they chose that image. Because it looks like Smog just has a huge dick in that. I mean, I know he doesn't. But it really looks like it. Like, it could choose any other image of Smog.
Wheeler, I'm at the rear entrance. The gate is electrified.
Damn it.
It looks like they're running power from across the street. I'm gonna find a way to shut it off. Wheeler, what about Elle? Is she okay?
I haven't heard anything, but who knows what those monsters are doing to her. You need to hurry.
It turns out that they weren't actually doing anything to her. I guess at this point, maybe Judge Holloway is trying to convince Elle to join the cult, possibly? Maybe that's why they took Elle away, separated her from Wheeler, to take Elle to the judge. Because the next time we see Elle, she is in a chair, being threatened by Curtis. And Judge Holloway does say that she attempted to talk sense into Elle. I guess the judge never brought this up to her before now. Which, granted, how do you bring this up, right? But you're going to have to do it eventually, Judge. You shouldn't be too surprised if Elle is, maybe off-put by the whole idea. She had years to do it, too. Actually, that actually brings up another point, is that at some point, all of these parents were going to have to tell their surviving kids about the ritual, the tradition. You kind of wonder how that conversation would go. I mean, Elle seemed pretty broken up that Nora had vanished and didn't want to give up hope that they'd find her someday. I don't think she would, even if this went well, even if the ritual worked, I don't think she was going to take it so well. And then there's the issue about how Doc Fitch and Mayor Bartlett, as far as we know, didn't have other kids. I mean, they just don't mention them, but for the family line to continue, they were going to have, right? It got there. Actually, it does remind me, I really should be trying to save as soon as I can. Because we never know if this game is going to crash. Good thing there's one right here. Of course, we do have to wait for the save point to acknowledge us. It'll get there. You can do it. I believe in you. There we go. Dark times. It is a little stressful every time the game does that. And it does it a lot. But it has been quite remarkable that we've made it this far without a single crash. But I mean, there's still plenty of time. There's still time. Alright, here we are in the power station. Gotta turn it off, but we gotta kill some dudes before we can do that. I mean, I know the reason that the cultists all wear mining uniforms is so they don't need to make distinct human models. And also, if they're faceless enemies, then, you know, you don't have to think about that you're killing people. It just makes it easier. If they all appear like, you know, uniform models and there's no human features visible.
Hang in there, Wheeler. I'm heading back.
Nah? 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 Eh? Hmm? Yeah, okay, there we go. Alex just had to prepare himself. He just had to stretch. And out we go. Now, I kind of feel like... I know the game is called Silent Hill, but with most of the game just being about Shepherd's Glen... Like, if you didn't actually go to Silent Hill, maybe they could have spent that time making Shepherd's Glen a bit more larger and a bit more complex, you know? Maybe more to explore. Maybe a bit more back and forth in the town. There actually isn't all that much of that. I mean, yes, I know they have to go to Silent Hill because that's the name on the box. It had to happen at some point. Okay, there we go. And that circle stopped turning. But no, it got through. It got through. Seems like it's having more and more trouble getting through, though. I kind of wish if an enemy hit Alex in the head with this costume that it made just like a metal bonk. A clank. It would amuse me. Or if when Alex talks with the helmet on, his voice is muffled. Like a bit of a muffled metallic echo. Oh no, there it was! There it is! Crash number 1. We finally got one. It took a while. It took a while, but we finally hit a crash. I didn't know if we'd see one, but we did. Well, we saved in, like before we got the key. So we are going to have to get that key, and then we're going to have to go back to the power station and do that again. And the game is not starting, so... The game is not starting, so we'll just X this out and try that again. Sometimes it just needs a little bit of encouragement. There we go. There's that logo that we all love. That logo that means quality. Dark times. Dark times indeed. Order soldiers wielding pipes can dodge your attacks. Keep up your defense and time your attacks carefully. It's funny because, yes, they can dodge your attacks, but, like, if you're just using the knife, it doesn't matter, because your second swing will hit them, even though they dodge. As mentioned, the knife is really something that can carry you through the entire game. I've been using other weapons just for fun, just for variety. But, it's really not necessary. Alright, now, will we be getting more crashes? We got one, but it took a little while. It took a few minutes to actually get there. Or, now that we have one crash, does that make it more likely that more will happen? I don't know. But hey, we're getting the real experience. We're getting the $40 Silent Hill PC experience that Konami is selling to you. I mean, I'm complimenting it for taking this long to crash, but again, the whole reason of doing this is that the game costs $40 to buy. And we want to see what kind of state it's in. Honestly, it's running better for me than it seems like it does for a lot of people. Because I looked at the Steam discussion forum for this game, and some people were saying that their controllers just don't work at all. Mine does. But apparently that's not the case with everyone.
Alex, what's going on out there? The lights went out and they're running for cover. Did you disable the power?
Hang in there, Wheeler. I'm heading back.
All right. Well, the stoppages like this, they do seem to happen consistently at the same points. Oh, that one was a lot faster this time. That took a lot longer the first time. But like I said earlier, I do remember that those little freezes, that did happen the first time I played the game when it was new on PC. That's not like a modern PC thing. I do distinctly remember that happening when I played it in 2008. I'm also wondering, I mentioned that if you play the game in full screen, like the video signal changes to 23 hertz and then there's input lag. And I'm wondering, I wonder if that actually happened when I first played it. Because if that was the case, then it might explain why... one of the reasons why I dislike the game so much, because when I played the game, like this year on the Xbox, something that struck me was this game plays a lot better than I remember. I remember it being a lot worse than this. So I'm wondering if maybe that original playthrough all those years ago, I wonder if it was all messed up like that. And maybe my opinion of how the game played for all these years was maybe... you know, maybe a little worse than it should have been. Because I'm suspecting that that's the case. All right, it loaded faster that time too. Like the wheel stopped, but that was a lot fast. I don't know if that represents anything. Does that mean it's not going to crash this time? I don't know. I don't know how to interpret the signs and sigils. I need to perform gyromancy to predict whether or not... Oh, he turned around. I could shoot the lady bits, which are the weak points. There is a save point inside the prison on the other side of this door. If we can get to it. It's right. Smog's poison causes Alex to choke. Avoid it. Avoid the poison. It's true. You have to mash B. And stunned enemies can be finished with a heavy attack. I don't think it ever actually calls them execution kills. That's just what I call them. The lurker's head is highly susceptible to heavy attacks, it's true. Oh, there it is! We made it. We made it to the save point. I mean, at least I don't remember it ever crashing while I'm saving. So there's that. It just takes a while. Like I said, it takes longer as you go through the game. This little wait seems to increase every time. What is it doing when it's doing that? I don't know. I have no idea what the game could be doing at those moments. It's got to be doing something.
Alex, where are you?
I'm inside the prison.
Okay, I'm up in cell block B. Come and get me already.
All right, off we go. Headshot. I see you. I see you, Wheeler.
Good job. Now get me out of here. There's a switch over there.
Hey, nice work back there. When this is over, I'm by the first round and then the second.
Can you walk?
Walk, run, fly. Shit, I may be a little slow, but whatever the hell it takes to get out of here, let's do it.
Where's Elle?
They split us up when we got here. I heard him say something about taking a woman to solitary.
That's where we're going.
But we gotta get back to the guard station.
Got it. Come on.
Trust me, I'll read his rights.
Okay, let me try to open that gate. Got it. Man, what happened in here? Oh, now that's gross. Alex, hit that switch. Let's try to find a way out of here. Alex, it looks like I can control the gates for the entire prison from this panel. Yes, it works! Okay, we need to split up. Now here's what you do. Head across the catwalk to the locked bars on the far side. Now get out of here.
Wow, Wheeler did not even compliment us on our fancy new hat.
Hang tight, Alex. Let me unlock it for you.
Or our special gun that operates through the power of imagination. I mean, hey, why not? If Silent Hill monsters are coming from your mind,
Give me a sec while I get the gate open.
if like the whole idea is that they are being spawned by your, you know, your fears and your desires and things like that, then who's to say that you couldn't just take like a light gun for a video game console and it becomes a laser gun?
Got it. Okay, go down the stairs. I'll try to open the gate on the bottom floor. Stand by. I'll unlock it for you. Okay, now keep moving. Okay, I'm gonna open the gate for you. You're breaking up. Must be interference.
Better make sure that we get this. Assuming, you know, it loads the next area. Which I assume that's what these are. When it stops like this, it must be because it's loading, like, the next hallway or room, right? The next set. Or maybe it's just pondering, you know. Pondering the mysteries of Silent Hill. I like to ponder. You know, pondering is fine when you're not worried about the game crashing. It's a bit more relaxing then.
Wheeler, you there?
The damn radio keeps going out. I'm glad you're back.
Listen, this door is jammed. I need your help.
Okay, I can see you. That's the entrance to the A block. Okay, go back. Okay, go through that door, head down the hall, and go right. You're in A block now. Go across and through the doors.
I'll let you know.
You know, we're going through it pretty fast, but I do seem to remember the penitentiary seeming real big when I first played the game. I mean, you can see that when you look at the map, and it seems a little overwhelming. I feel like the penitentiary is sort of like the homecoming version of the asylum from Origins, in which it's just like, oh, a real big level, and you're kind of wondering when you're actually going to get to the end. It's hard to tell how far you are, really. Though I think that once you know it, you can get through the penitentiary pretty quick. The asylum, not really. I felt like that still took a while, even when I knew what to do. Actually, I guess it was called the sanitarium was the name of the level. All right, let's put our wires in. I don't have the solution to this memorized, so, you know, we're just gonna try. First wire goes to the first one. I don't think that's right. No. First on second. All right, let's keep it on that. Second on first. No. Second on third. All right. Whoop. What about third on fourth? Third on... Whoop, nope. Nope, nope. Ah. Third on fifth. I think I might have moved something else now. Well, that's three. No. Let's see. What if we move that? That's less. What if we move this? There it is. All you need is the keypad. You don't actually need to unlock any of the doors. But I don't remember what the password is, so we're going to open this door. It's 110391. Nope, that's not it. All right, time for an emotional cutscene.
I made it in. I'm gonna look around.
You know what it is. That's right, we're encountering Mom, who, again, I feel like they really could have portrayed Mom as in much more dire straits. And it's weird to say this, but I think as far as a scene goes where you have to mercy kill someone, Nightcry did it better. In that when you encounter Leonard, like when Rooney encounters Leonard in Nightcry, he is in a real bad state. Like there's absolutely nothing anyone can do for him. So it's very, when they ask, do you want to shut off his life support? It's clear there's nothing anyone can do about this. I feel like this is the opposite case, where it just kind of looks like she's shackled up on that, and we should be able to find a way to take her down. Is what I think that there should have been more of a grisly scene that we encounter here to like drive home the idea that there's nothing we can do to help. They could only choose one. They loved both their sons. Don't you understand? The actual twist of this game is that Mom and Dad actually loved Alex very much. They loved him so much, but they had to make a choice. So Alex has to get over his resentment of his parents because they loved him so much. Just so much.
Mom, I can't.
Please, Alex. Please.
All right, so last time around, we chose that we couldn't do it. This time round, we're going to make the opposite choice. Okay, I'll do it.
It's okay, Alex. I love you.
Right, so she was going to get pulled apart by the machine either way. The only choice we had was whether or not we could spare her the pain. So we shot her and did so. I know it's a sad scene, but I would find it hilarious if they let us pull out the knife and do the sick combo to her. I mean, it amounts to the same thing, right? It would amount to the same thing. All right, we're going to save. All right, one choice. One choice down. How will this choice affect the ending? I mean, you might ask the question, how do any of these choices actually affect the ending, considering that the result of us not mercy killing Mom in our first playthrough resulted in Alex and Elle being abducted by aliens. So what does anything have to do with anything? Puzzle time. Alright, so we want night. We want coffin. And we want nothing. Feel around in the meat. And down the hole we go.
Thank God you're alive. Looney Tunes in this Roach Motel. What is it?
I'm glad we got that.
Sorry,
The camera just staying on the hole for too long.
I found this in one of those. L's names on it.
Then we gotta get out of here.
Let's go, partner.
All right. Right, so it had to load the next area, but the cutscene was beginning regardless.
I don't know, Wheeler, but we have to keep moving.
This isn't good.
I'm just taking a moment to take in the atmosphere. Appreciate the architecture. Okay. See, it's fine. It's fine. Now, I do have a question about this scene.
Judge Holloway.
Who put Judge Holloway here? Like, the penitentiary is run by the cult, and the judge
Thank God.
is the head of the cult.
Find me.
Did the boogeyman put her here? So she would be punished by asphyxia?
What is that? Where did you get that?
That's the only thing I could think of.
L.
Because why else would she be shackled to the chair in the gas chamber?
I'll find her, though, I promise. She said she took this from you. So I guess you should have it back.
This isn't mine. It belonged to Nora.
Nora.
Hey, turn on the gas.
Get out of here! I'll save Wheeler! What are you doing? Get off me! Stop it! What is Wheeler? Wheeler, where are you?
I wonder how the cult members pulled Wheeler out of the hole. Like, he's stuck in there somewhere. They got him out because we find him in the cult lair. I do like how the end of her tail is just a butt. Gotta get her in the tail. She hates it in the tail.
Wait, Josh!
Well, I guess we're not thinking about Wheeler. We gotta chase Josh. It'll make it. It'll load that church. I believe in it. It'll get there. It's almost there. See, there we go. Be careful when entering water. You never know what might be lurking beneath. You never know. Just like you never know if the next area of the game is going to load. It's suspenseful. See, that freeze right there, that's just dramatic to line up with the thunder.
Josh, wait!
Josh, I'm not kidding around. I wonder if there's only one ceremonial dagger. Do you think that would be annoying? They have to keep track of who has the dagger today. If no one... Look, if no one here has the dagger, that means we can't open up the organ to go into the cult lair. What do you mean the dagger is in Shepherd's Glen? I gotta go all the way across the lake to go get it? Alright, we made it to the next save point. A little worried after that first crash. But, you know, it's been picking up the pace since. Be kind of surprised, because if it crashes once, you'd figured that it would probably crash multiple times, but that's not how it's gone tonight. Well, anyway, it's time for our second choice.
Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. It has been 4 years since my last confession. I don't blame you for ignoring me, Father. I'm not even sure you can help me. I'm lost. I'm so deep beyond the reach of my faith, and I'm sinking further away.
Alright, so this time we're going to be nice. What did you do?
What could you have I took my role as a father and I turned it into a daily chore. Fed him, cleaned him, put him to bed. I treated the dog with more respect. And when I was given a second son, the first might as well have been a stranger sleeping in our house.
So we can forgive him now. We also have another chance here to not forgive him. But of course, we're going to forgive him this time. We're going to say that it sounds like he can change.
I feel that you could start loving your son at any time.
I do love my son, Father. I love both my sons. But I had to make a choice. And the only way to live with that was to make sure my son never loved me. I had to make sure that he would never feel joy or compassion. All the things that make life worth living. You must understand, I was only trying to make things easier for him. And for me. And for this selfishness, I ask forgiveness.
If you truly want forgiveness, then you already have it.
Thank you, Father. And now I have something for you, Father.
I don't need anything from you. What?
So now we get a little bit more information on Dad. Okay, so his whole thing, the reason that he mistreated Alex was that he felt that since Alex was the sacrifice, he had to make sure that Alex never enjoyed anything about life. That would make it easier for him to die. That's his motive. I'll leave it to you to decide if that works. It doesn't seem like any of the other parents in the town made that decision. Like, as far as we know, that wasn't the conclusion that Holloway, Fitch, or Bartlett came to. But for some reason, Adam Shepard decided that if we're going to sacrifice one of our sons, that son has to hate living. So, does that mean he deserves forgiveness? Again, that's up to you to decide. Does now knowing about what his motivation was cast him in a different light now? Maybe one that you can sympathize with him a bit more? Huh? The conversation with Dad here does not go any different based on the confession. This is just going to be the same scene, but of course with Alex's fancy new hat.
Alex? What are you doing here?
Nice hat, son.
I'm here to save Joshua.
Joshua. Can't save him. You need
years, Dad. You have no idea what I'm capable of.
You hate me. It's okay. I don't blame you.
I don't hate you. I forgot you. A long time ago.
I never meant to hurt you, son. I had to make a choice. And now I'm paying for it. We all are.
The statement, "I never meant to hurt you," does not sound accurate from what we know. It sounds like he, in fact, did deliberately intend to hurt Alex all the time, ending with killing him.
Talking about. These are mine. I'm a soldier. Just like you wanted.
Alex, you've been in the hospital.
I know. I was wounded in battle.
No. A mental hospital. You've been there ever since the accident.
No. That's not true. I'm a soldier. I protect people.
We had to take you there. After that night. After I gave your brother this.
I would like to see a flashback to them taking Alex to the hospital. Was Alex just yelling that he's a soldier? And he's fighting in the war?
What is this thing? What did you do?
Josh is in danger. He's been captured by the enemy.
No! No!
Now that's how you do an execution kill, son.
Doo-doo? Oh, hold on. It's pausing to absorb the emotions we just felt. There we go. Now, I know what you're thinking. When Alex puts the miner costume on, will he have the helmet on over it? No, unfortunately.
Going down. You like your job, soldier? I love what I do. Fixing things. It's my gift. But now, I have direction. Clarity. It's important to know who you are. Don't you agree, soldier?
It'll get there. There we go. Wow, soldier. I don't know how you fit that helmet under that miner suit. It's quite impressive.
Judge Holloway.
You should probably call me Margaret. You're so grown up now.
I found Elle, but I don't know what happened. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, too.
Well, I mean, the last time you saw Elle, she was being taken away by Order members.
Child.
I mean, he could explain that.
To instill your values into her. You want her to be her own person. But you hope she'll always remember what's important. Family.
What's going on?
Family is the most important thing, Alex. I would do anything to protect them. That's why I sacrificed my daughter.
What?
The founders. They had good intentions. They left the Order to start a new life in Shepherd's Glen.
They just wanted to move across the lake.
The wrath of our God. So they made a pact to keep us safe.
God was going to get real mad if they moved across the lake.
Required as a small sacrifice.
So, you know, they negotiated with God, wrote up the contract. It says every 50 years they have to kill some kids.
Once every 50 years, the founding families must make an offering to appease the god.
It's all very legal, notarized and everything.
Flesh and blood, struck down with their own hands. I did what was required. Faith,
She's like pretty happy about it too. She's pretty psyched.
no death. Protect our family. Protect Shepherd's Glen. No, Alex. One of us failed. Lacked the strength to fulfill his duty. Your father.
Unfortunately, it had to be Adam to kill Alex.
Where's Josh?
Judge Holloway will have volunteered to do it. She would have been psyched to kill a second one. But it couldn't, but I mean, the contract clearly states
Were in vain.
it has to be the parent killing the child.
Our God was broken. Your father's lack of conviction cursed us all. Was to revive the order which our
I feel like this is a big assumption here.
true faith.
If we don't want our God to kill us, we have to start the cult again. I mean, I guess she has her reasons.
I've given life through rebirth.
It seems like there are still monsters here, though.
Gonna kill her too?
I've tried to make Elle understand. But she's like you, Alex. She still thinks there are such things as good and evil. But there aren't. There is only chaos and order. Show my daughter the price of disobedience.
Turns out, God loves torture via power tools.
I can help you with all this.
Real into it.
There must be another way.
No, Alex. It's time I finished what your father called.
So the cutscene absolutely is supposed to look like she's putting it in his dick, right? Like that has to be what that's supposed to look like. Tap 3 to fight over the drill. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it.
Bitch. It's finished.
There we go. The classic delayed bitch. Well, I would have showed the death scenes from that, but I found that that whole cutscene is unskippable. So if I died there, I would have restarted the cutscene, and I can't actually skip it, so we're not watching those. It's weird that if you lose the QTE, I mean, it's not a hard QTE, but it's kind of weird that if you lose it, then you just have to watch that whole thing over again. Also, if you lose that QTE, it turns out that Alex just dies from getting drilled in the thigh. I don't know, maybe he passes out from the pain? Who said there he is? Someone in there? Hello? There he is. Oh, he kicked me on the way in. Surprise attack. So the knife is faster than all the other weapons, which is why it's the best weapon. Even if the cult members do start hitting you, your weapon, the knife should be able to complete a strike before their weapon can do it. So. It's Shepard. I believe I mentioned this last time, but we can hear, like, people screaming all around in this place. I guess we don't care.
Come here.
Now, our weapons were taken away from us. So unfortunately, we cannot do Saw versus Saw with Curtis. Oh, hold on. Got turned around. Then we don't get that Saw back until we get to that one room where our weapons are. We're just thinking right now about how much we want to rescue Elle. We can't bear to look at what's going on through that window. We can't bring ourselves to see what's happening in there. Oh, it's that line. It's Curtis's catchphrase. We all know it. We all love it. And say what you want about Curtis. He can take bullets to the face like a champ. Oh. Well, I guess probably he dramatically fell to the ground in slow motion, but we didn't see it. The door was hogging all the glory.
We gotta get you out of here. Come on.
Well, I mean, we can't get her out of here yet. Okay, first we have to think about the death of Curtis. We have to ponder it. And how Alex, he's been killing faceless cult members, but this time he's killed a human being who actually has a face and a name and is someone who we knew, not well, but we had some sort of interaction with him. And now he's gone, like he never existed. Alex taking that life. Okay, now he's done thinking about that.
Let's go. You want a piece of me?
All right, let's get our stuff back. Good thing the cult members did not look through our stuff and use our alien ray gun against us. We wouldn't have a chance then. Well, GL could have held that open a little longer. All right, here's Wheeler. We have to ponder the state that Wheeler is in, the shock we're feeling at seeing our friend with all these knives in his chest. Is it too late for Wheeler? Could we possibly save him? Is there anything we can do? We're thinking very hard about this. Very hard. There we go. All right. Our final choice. Do we give him a medkit or not? And the answer is, it doesn't matter? Okay, so here's a weird thing. The decision on whether or not Wheeler should live or die only matters when you're deciding between the UFO ending and the Boogeyman ending. Doesn't make a difference with any other ending. So, no, he's too far gone. Yep. He's dead. Wow, Alex, I kind of think maybe you gave up on him a little quick, huh? No, there's nothing we could do, Al. There was nothing we could do.
You need to get out of here.
What about you?
I can't. Not without Joshua.
Be careful. I can't lose you too.
I do find it strange that the Wheeler choice doesn't matter for 3 out of the 5 endings. Since, in a way, it's kind of the only choice that matters on a practical level, because you're deciding whether or not he should live or die. Like, the other choices are just, do you mercy kill Mom a few seconds before she dies? And do you forgive Dad? But he's going to die anyway. So I would say that the Wheeler choice is, actually the most important choice, but no, it's not, I guess. One more save point. One more save point. There's just one more. The final save point. All right. Well, you know what's coming. It's time to face off. Well, first we have to open this door. First we have to open the door. And then it's time to face off with Amnion, the pregnant lady spider robot. I would kind of think that, I guess Josh wasn't a sacrifice. Like, he died in water, but he wasn't one of the sacrifices. The other bosses tend to have a theme with the way they died. Like, Sepulchre is of the earth. He was buried. Joey Bartlett was buried. Scarlet was cut with a knife and bled to death, and her whole thing is that she is like a blood monster underneath her shell. Asphyxia, her whole thing is that he has like that suffocation theme because Nora Bartlett was strangled. Josh does not have a water theme, but then again, Josh did die in water, but he was not one of the sacrificial children. So I guess he gets to have a more custom-made monster. He likes spiders, so he gets to have a spider mom. instead of a water monster. By the way, is Amnion, is like that supposed to look like their mom? I've never really been sure about that. If the resemblance is strong enough to say that that's supposed to be pregnant mom spider. It could be, but then again, it might not. Now, I know what you're wondering. Is young Alex going to be wearing the helmet? No. I mean, this is pre-rendered anyway. But no, young Alex is a separate costume in itself. And when I say young, I'm using big air quotes, since young Alex is like the same Alex?
Get dressed.
Maybe a little thinner? He still looks like he's in his 30s.
What are you doing here, Alex? That freak if he finds out.
I mean, it's something we mentioned before. The game has a problem with ages.
It's okay. I'm not gonna let anything happen to you.
Why are we here, Alex? What's going on?
So, the build-up of this game, about learning about how Alex is mistreated, and maybe he resents Josh a bit, because Josh is the favorite, do they want you to think that Alex killed Josh deliberately? Like, and then leading up to this scene and you find out it was an accident?
Dad thinks you're a little baby who can't do anything.
Like, was that the intention? That you're supposed to assume...
Why'd he give me...
Like, you've played Silent Hill 2, you're supposed to assume that Alex deliberately murdered Josh.
Told me not to show you.
And so the twist is that it was actually an accident? I'm not really sure if that's supposed to be what the idea was.
What a piece of crap.
It's not. It's worth more than $1 million. That's why Dad gave it to me. Give that back! Give that back! Come on!
Josh! Josh!
Do you know what you've done?
It was an accident.
This is not the way it's supposed to be. I chose you. Now you've ruined it for all of us.
No, he's okay. He's right. He's like, no. No, I can save him. I can save him. I can save him. He's okay.
And it was 2:06. I mean, obviously the last boss, once we learn this revelation, the last boss should just be the boat. We fight the boat that murdered Josh. Or, hey, maybe fight... Like, all those drawings we've been finding, where Josh is drawing the boogeyman, and it's just, like, this, like, black scribble. Like, maybe that would be the last boss. These weird drawings we've been finding throughout the whole game. You know, maybe that leads up to something. I don't know.
Here, buddy. Take this. God.
Alex stands up. He walks away. And since we mercy killed our mom and forgave our dad, what ending does Alex Shepard get?
You're okay.
Yeah, I think so. Oh. What did you see in there?
I needed to.
That's one painful hug. Right, so as you can probably tell, you unlocked the Big Rig Alex costume. That's what you can probably tell. So, no, it's fine, we don't need to save. As you can probably tell, we were supposed to see that ending likely before the UFO ending. Because the UFO ending is like a parody of that. Alex and Elle meet out in front of the cult headquarters, and then they get UFO'd. But the actual good ending is the two of them walk away. Alex saw what he needed to see. He can now move on. What happened to Wheeler? But yeah, that's the good ending of the game. Alex learns the truth. He's able to overcome his baggage. Elle survives. Who knows what happened to Wheeler? And they wander away. I feel like they leave some questions unanswered, like, the curse is real, right? Like, that curse is still on them. The curse about the monsters coming to kill the people of Shepherd's Glen, right? Like, they can't just walk away from that, right? Like, even if they leave, will monsters keep coming after them? Unless Judge Holloway was wrong about, you know, this whole thing. She seems pretty confident about what's going on, but, you know, how could she really be sure about why there are monsters now? It wouldn't be the first time someone's wrong about why things are happening in Silent Hill. But yeah, that is the good ending. They just walk away, and I guess they're okay? Not like there was ever a sequel or a reference to Alex and Elle and Wheeler in any future Silent Hill material, so... Not like there would ever be a real canon ending. You'd assume the good ending is, but... I mean, who's to say? There are 2 more endings to see. But at least the ending credits theme is good. You know, that I may have a lot of complaints, but the music for these games was usually pretty strong, and Mary Elizabeth McGlynn's vocals were very good. And we only got 1 crash. Huh. How about that? I'm surprised, honestly, that it only happened once. At least we saw it once. And at least we got a funny glitch. We got that one where Alex fell into the hole, and then the camera just stayed on the hole as the cutscene started, and we hear Wheeler and Alex talking down the hole, but the camera is still on the hole. We got that. There's one glitch in particular, however, I was thinking of that we did not get. As I was testing the PC version, a couple of times I did get a glitch where the guns would stop working. Like I would aim the gun at an enemy and shoot, and nothing would happen. Like you'd hear it shoot, but no damage would be done. And that would be the case with all the guns, even the ray gun. I was wondering if we'd see that one. We did not. That also includes Wheeler's gun. When he's shooting enemies in the prison, like, that would do no damage. We did not see it. But I was kind of hoping we might, because it was kind of funny. We did not, unfortunately. But, you know, a surprisingly smooth playthrough of the PC version, despite all of the pauses. Despite that. But like I said, we do have 2 more endings to get, and it would take a little bit to actually, you know, get to those in the game, so I did go ahead and do those beforehand and record videos of them. So why don't we have a look at the remaining 2 endings of Silent Hill Homecoming. This next ending is, let's see, this one is... yeah, the one we're about to see. If Alex does shoot his mom, does not forgive Dad, and once again, Wheeler doesn't matter, this is what we get.
sacrifice will save us all. Joshua will be safe to carry on the family name.
We unlock the Order Soldier Alex costume. So yes, after the fight with Amnion, when Alex learns the truth about Josh, he walks away. He wakes up in the bathroom, in the bathtub in the Shepherd house, and gets drowned by Dad. What is supposed to be happening there? Is Alex imagining it? I assume he didn't just travel back in time to get drowned by... I assume that's not what's happening. What we're seeing there, we're seeing what it would have looked like if the sacrifice actually happened. I guess Adam Shepard intended to drown Alex in the bathtub. That's how that would have gone if it happened. Is it just a what if? Is Alex imagining it? I don't know. I don't really know what the context of this is supposed to be. That's the scene we get. If you shoot Mom and don't forgive Dad. Now, our final ending is if you go the opposite way, and if you do not shoot Mom and do forgive Dad, and once again, Wheeler doesn't matter, we get this.
And you won't be going anywhere until you can start to accept reality and responsibility. No, please don't.
You get the ER Alex costume. All right, so that ending is... Okay, so I mentioned before that this game tries to do all of the Silent Hill things, right? Well, there was one thing it hadn't done yet. What if everything was a dream? What if it was just all a delusion and we were in the hospital the whole time? They got that one in as well. As that ending says that the entire events of Silent Hill Homecoming didn't happen. Alex was just imagining it as he was getting electroshocked. And you saw on the wall, it said room 206. So in this version of the ending, the reason 206 is relevant is because that is Alex's hospital room, and that's where he was the whole time. That one kind of comes out of nowhere. Like, at the beginning of the game is in the hospital. But that's clearly a nightmare because Josh is there and monsters are there. And on occasion, you may see a reference to the hospital, like in the Shepherd house. In the Otherworld Shepherd house, you do get, like, one of the documents talks about the patient in room 206. So on occasion, it does mention something. And I guess that's leading up to this ending where this was all in Alex's head. Do you consider that the canon ending? You know, it's up to... I feel like this is sort of an afterthought. I feel like this is just kind of tacked on. And also, one thing I think we can agree on, though, is that I don't understand why you get these endings based on these choices. Like, okay, so to say that again, to get that hospital ending, you get it if you don't shoot the mother, but do forgive the father. If you do that, it was all a dream. And then if you shoot your mother and don't forgive your father, then you get drowned by dad in the bathtub. Like, what? I don't know why these choices would result in these endings. I don't know. They're like different than the other endings, I guess, but they don't seem to really connect to anything. But those are our 5 endings of Silent Hill Homecoming. What do we think about the endings? Well, you know, one thing I would point out is, like, this is the first Silent Hill game we played that they don't have a stats screen at the end. All the other games had, like, a screen that brought up the stats. How long did it take you to beat the game? How many enemies did you shoot? How many enemies did you kill with melee attacks? How many items did you get? Remember that? This game doesn't have that. No results at the end. Well, just something that stands out to me. But as far as the endings go, I think the endings are pretty silly, but there is like one like little thing that kind of bothers me a little bit, is that the game does it makes a judgment call on some of the choices you make. Specifically, that there is one ending that is clearly supposed to be the good ending, which is Alex and Elle leave, and one ending that is clearly meant to be a bad ending, which is the boogeyman ending. So by that, it is stating that Mercy killing your mom is good, and not doing so is bad. Also, not forgiving your father is bad, and forgiving him is good. And the thing that kind of bothers me a little bit more is the dad part, because there's really nothing about the game that indicates that Adam Shepard deserves forgiveness. Yet the game is clearly saying that forgiving him would be a virtuous thing. It is the good decision to make. It is the decision that Alex has to make in order to move on with his life. If he doesn't, he cannot move on. If he doesn't do that, then that is a step towards Alex becoming a boogeyman, which is bad. And I feel like that is a pretty traditional thing you'll find in stories where forgiveness is a virtue, especially forgiveness of family. That even if someone was maybe mistreated by their family, it would be a good thing for that person to be able to forgive the abusers. And I don't think this game is trying to make a statement. I just feel like this is probably an internalized idea that the storytellers had, and so that gets reflected in the game. That, of course, it would be a good thing for Alex to forgive his dad. Isn't forgiveness good? Well, of course it is, right? But forgiveness does need to be earned, and not everyone earns it. And from what we learn about Adam Shepard, in which we find out that the motivation for why he mistreated Alex was because he thought it would be better if Alex never enjoyed life. That would make it easier for him to die. I don't really see any reason here that we're saying that forgiving him is a virtue. The decision on Mercy killing the mom is just sort of confusing, considering the presentation of mom's situation. And like I said, I misinterpreted the whole idea of what they were going for there, where the idea is that if you don't mercy kill your mom, then it means that Alex is not able to do this final favor for his mom even though it's causing him great pain. He needs to go get over that to do this for his mother, who actually loved him the whole time. She loved him the whole time. Like I said, it's kind of a little thing that bothers me about the fact that one ending is good, the other ending is bad, and clearly we can see what choices the writers consider good and what they consider bad. It's not grievous or anything, it's just a little thing I was thinking of. It's not, as far as the concept of the story concept of you need to forgive your abusive father to move on with your life, that's a good thing. This game is not the worst game I've seen that has tackled that. The worst version of this, of course, was The Quiet Man. It would take something to top The Quiet Man's weird message about how it's good actually to forgive your dad. This Homecoming is not as egregious as that when it comes to this. But I feel like the idea that Alex needs to be able to, make amends with his parents, I guess, to be able to move on, he doesn't. He can just move on with his life. It's not like his parents really did anything to deserve forgiveness. It's fine if he doesn't. But yeah, I feel like there were elements of the story that could have been something, but then it's not. But then it just kind of isn't. Such as the premise of returning to your family, your abusive family, to have to deal with this as an adult. Hey, there's something there. They don't really deal with it very well in this game. The idea of returning to your hometown to have to deal with how different it is and how things have changed. There's, again, something there. Again, not done very well here. There's another thing that kind of bothers me a little bit is that Judge Holloway, when she explains what the plot of the game actually is and how this all works, she starts talking about the silly, elaborate religious rituals they need to do to appease the god. And of course, that's based on how, in real life, hey, there are plenty of religions that have silly, elaborate rituals. I was raised Catholic, and we never had to sacrifice anyone, but, I'm familiar with silly, elaborate religious rituals. And the thing about Judge Holloway is turns out she's right, that because they broke the pact, now monsters are destroying the town. And I feel like, well, maybe I'm just looking for maybe this is just not the game that was going to deliver this. I feel like there's something more compelling there if she was wrong. If it turns out that the founding families are actually wrong, that they don't have to murder their kids after 50 years, that this weird ritual they do was just made up, and it's something that they do because of tradition and fear, and then it turns out that, no, why would you have to do that? Why did you think you had to do that? Why would the god of that town over there care about you doing that? Why do you think that god even knows who you are? That's why I was kind of making a joke previously about making a notarized contract with the god about the terms and conditions, about what you have to do to leave Silent Hill. It's all laid out in legalese about how you have to murder your children after 50 years. I mean, I think it's a more compelling story if it's something about like people getting up all in their own heads about what they have to do, about these rituals and traditions that they have to uphold because that's how it is, that's how it's always been. And so, yeah, of course it's real. It's always been like this. It has to be real. I kind of don't like the result of that. No, it actually is real. The dumb thing we have to do, that was true. That was true. And again, maybe I'm just looking at the wrong game to deliver that kind of storyline. But I feel that would be more interesting. Well, Silent Hill Homecoming. A game that has seeds of a few good ideas, but man, it just didn't come together well. I mentioned at the beginning of this playthrough that I felt like I wondered, there's a difference between this being a good game and a good Silent Hill game, and the reason I say that is because this game does a lot of video game isms that is really not a big deal in most video games, but stands out in Silent Hill, like the tip screens, right? The loading screens about, like, you see something horrible happen on screen, and then it cuts to a loading screen, and it lets you know that Alex can get up quickly after getting knocked down. Look for the cloud of dust. In any other video game, I wouldn't think anything of that. In a Silent Hill game that has built, a franchise that built itself up with a certain mood and tone, it really stands out. It really does stand out. I understand the desire also of wanting to make a more modern, smoother fighting system, and this just wasn't the series to do this in. Again, it tries to be a lot more video gamey, and in any other series, I wouldn't think that's a bad thing. It's like this one particular series, I do. Yeah, so on an emotional level for me, this was kind of a crushing game when I first played it in 2008, because this was the big return of Silent Hill. Origins was just a handheld game. This was the big one. This was Silent Hill 5 in HD, and this is what, I see. This is what it is, huh? I understand. And so I think, like, my optimism towards the series took a big ol' hit at that point. Big ol' hit. So that's why I've sort of carried negative feelings for the game for many years. Playing it this year, I do think that it is a better game than I remember, though I have been making fun of it quite a bit, I know. Part of that just has to do with not having expectations, or the game not having the responsibility of having to represent the Silent Hill series, since, it doesn't matter anymore. Another thing might just be was playing the 360 version was a smoother experience than the PC version. That just might be it. In the end, I would say that Silent Hill Homecoming isn't that bad. It just feels like a lot of unfulfilled promise and a mix of some good ideas and bad ideas. Ultimately, some ideas that just didn't work for this series. But I don't regret playing it. Look, I've played some games. I've played some games that I kind of regret playing. I've played much worse games this year, and maybe because of that, I have a little context about what a bad horror game can truly be. And Silent Hill Homecoming, at the very least, is not as bad as Saw. At least we can say that. And one more thing I guess I would say. Previously, I showed you this. Konami's official Silent Hill website. Missing Silent Hill Homecoming. It just occurred to me how fitting it is that a game about being the disliked son is not even acknowledged by Konami. Well, this has been a playthrough of Silent Hill Homecoming. Remember, gotta find Josh. Gotta find him.